Follow NairaBet on Twitter @NairaBet and on Facebook @NairaBet Online to take part in our infamous giveaways, and you too can win big. NairaBet, the home of sports betting and fast payments in Nigeria.
Football Live, the preview show, powered by NairaBet, with Barry Swain.
Another weekend is fast approaching, and Football Live, the preview show, is where your football weekend begins. This weekend on Football Live, we are going to mix it up just a little bit. The Premier League is still with us, of course, a slightly reduced programme because of the FA Cup quarter-finals. We'll be featuring two of those games on this weekend's shows. In addition to that, we'll also feature some of the big leagues around Europe. Listen to these big names that will be involved in matches that we'll have covered right here on Football Live on Brila FM this weekend. Kylian Mbappe, Messi, Victor Osimhen, Sadio Mane, Jude Bellingham, just to mention a few. And don't forget Lazio against Roma in the Rome derby. Quite a weekend of football coming up, and of course it will be covered right here on Brila FM with Football Live, powered by NairaBet.
You are listening to Football Live on Brila FM.
Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. This is just incredible. The wheels have just fallen off the wagon.
4 hours of football every Saturday and Sunday on Brila FM with Football Live.
Oh my word, it's an absolute massive goal for Arsenal's title hopes here.
Wow, just wow.
With Manchester City in FA Cup action, Arsenal have the opportunity to really kick on at the top of the Premier League. Arsenal cruising to victory at Fulham last weekend, with Mikel Arteta full of praise for Leandro Trossard, who set up all three first-half goals in that win at Craven Cottage.
When we talk about composure and finding the right pass and looking to the right colour in the box when it's very blurry and a lot of players rush decisions, he's the opposite, and he created 3 goals. He could have scored 2. I think it was really impressive. And not only that, because he had an injury a few days ago, and that injury could have taken another week or 10 days, and he was really willing to come back early, and the physios, the doctors did really well to do that, and that changes things in a team, and we needed him today, and his contribution was superb.
Another London derby this weekend for the Gunners against Crystal Palace, and a return to Arsenal of an old favourite in Patrick Vieira. Vieira's Palace are a little shot shy at the moment, not a single shot on target in their last 3 Premier League matches, and this is a big concern to the Palace boss.
Yeah, shot on target, you can read it the way you want. What is important is to score goals. You know, if you take the ball at half of the pitch and you shot on goal, if you count that as a shot on goal, it doesn't make a sense. What is important is that we have to score goals, we have to create more chances, and overall we have to play in a better way in possession to create those chances.
Few give Palace a chance on Sunday afternoon at the Emirates Stadium, but fellow strugglers Bournemouth did go to Arsenal just a couple of weeks ago, and they were very close to taking a point after having led in that game by 2-0 at one stage. So there is hope for Palace. Now, one of the players of the season this season in the Premier League is undoubtedly Martin Odegaard. The Arsenal captain has been in sensational form in the midfield for the Gunners. They're top of the table. He's the captain. He could, win a couple of months' time, be putting his hands around the Premier League title. Of course, Manchester City might just have something to say about that. Martin Odegaard, very much a level-headed type of person. Here's what he had to say about the tremendous team spirit in the Arsenal camp.
There's not a lot of things that's changed, but I think with the time we've just improved more and more. Everyone knows the team, the system, the way we want to play every day a little bit more. And of course the players we brought in this summer has been amazing on the pitch and also outside the pitch. You know, they've given us different mindset, a bit more experience. They've won things, you know. So I think just a combination of those things.
Meanwhile, also down at the bottom, Southampton nearly picked up all 3 points at Manchester United last Sunday. Despite picking up a point in the goalless draw, they remain bottom of the Premier League table. Was it a point gained or was it 2 points dropped? That was the question we put to the Saints manager, Ruben Selles.
No, I think we take the game in 2 parts. The first part is about the result. We are not happy. We talk about coming here and winning the game, and do our best to win the game, and that's what we did. So we are not happy with the point, but we are really happy with the performance that we put in the pitch and the way that we show the character. 11 against 11 or against 10 men, I think we show identity, we show the things, the principles that we have in our game, and we saw a team again playing together, wanting to be together, wanting to get something from the game. So disappointed about the point, but very happy with the performance.
You are listening to Football Live, the preview show on Brila FM. Today's show is powered by Hollandia Chivita and our official betting partner, NairaBet.
Follow NairaBet on Twitter at NairaBet and on Facebook at NairaBet Online to take part in our infamous giveaways, and you too can win big. NairaBet, the home of sports betting and fast payments in Nigeria.
This Saturday, one of the 5 Premier League matches covered exclusively on Football Live is Southampton at home to Tottenham Hotspur. Saints looking to climb off the foot of the table with a win, whilst Spurs can build on the win against Nottingham Forest last weekend, which strengthened their hold on a place in the top 4 and the Champions League next season. Leeds United go to Wolves this Saturday in a showdown between two sides looking to steer away from the battle at the bottom. Wolves have done well since Julen Lopetegui took over during the World Cup. Their post-World Cup form has been good, but the same can't be said of Leeds United. Here is Leeds midfielder Jack Harrison speaking after his side's promising 2-2 draw against Brighton at Elland Road last weekend.
I think we would have liked to win, especially at home, but we know they're a tough side. We knew we had to be well prepared defensively and really organised going into this game, and I thought we did a good job doing that. Just wish we'd have capitalised on a couple more chances, but a point at this point is okay, and we can just carry on moving forward in the right direction.
Next weekend is an international break, so Football Live will return to Brila FM in 2 weeks' time.
Chelsea look to make it 4 straight wins ahead of the international break. They entertain Everton at Stamford Bridge in the late kick-off this Saturday afternoon. A sudden upturn in form owing perhaps to the return of fitness and form of both Reece James and Ben Chilwell. Chilwell back at his former club Leicester City last weekend, and he went and scored. Here is Ben Chilwell.
The way the fans got behind us, and they have done all season. It's been a difficult season, but they've stuck with us. And today to hear them, singing that song the whole game was nice for me. Gave me a little bit of a boost. And then at the end, the scenes going over and seeing all the fans. A lot of them travelled up the country today to support us, and thankfully we gave them 3 points. And it was just a good moment at the end. When we all went and celebrated with them, and just showed that togetherness that we all have.
Aston Villa have an informed striker in Ollie Watkins. Watkins has fired 6 goals in his last 7 appearances for Villa to put himself back in the England international reckoning. Villa host Bournemouth, who go to Villa Park on Saturday looking to build on last weekend's win against Liverpool. Villa against Bournemouth, one of the featured matches on Saturday's Football Live show right here on Brila FM. Brentford look to get back to winning ways this weekend. They host Leicester City at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Brentford manager Thomas Frank honest in his assessment of their loss last weekend on Merseyside against Everton.
You look at chances both sides. Everton, very good first half, very physical. We lost the physical battle, which we of course prepared us for. The duels, the second balls, set pieces, that was not good enough. Second half, completely opposite. I thought we won much more duels. I think we nailed the positions, much more quality on the ball, and created a lot of chances that easily could have given us a well-deserved draw. If we score, you never know what happened, but then momentum can change. And the pressure of natural reason they're under here, it could have swung our way, but it didn't. So congratulations to Everton.
We have FA Cup quarter-final action covered on both shows this weekend. On Football Live, on Saturday, Vincent Kompany returns to Manchester City as the manager of Championship League leaders Burnley. Burnley are heading towards an immediate return back to the Premier League next season, and Kompany can see just how far his entertaining Clarets have come against City at the Etihad on Saturday. Of course, City limbering up for that cup showdown with Kompany's men by thrashing Leipzig 7-0 in the Champions League round of 16 in midweek. Another 5 goals for the record breaker Erling Haaland, who was delighted to be heavily involved in Tuesday's goal scoring.
Feels amazing. To go through in Champions League is a fantastic feeling, and to do it in this way is even better. To win 7-0 at home, wow, it's fantastic. We are through. I'm happy. No, I think I even could have more, I have to say, and that's a fact. If you go through the whole game, you can see that. But we score a lot of goals, we produce many chances, that's the most important thing, and we keep a clean sheet and we score 7, so of course we have to be really happy, and we have to keep going, you know, because we have it in us, we have to get it out in every single game.
Pep Guardiola also full of praise for Erling Haaland.
It's pretty special. Incredible. It's 5 in almost 60 minutes, no more than that. If we want to play maybe 90 minutes, we could do, I don't know. He's an incredible guy and with huge talent, power, mentality. He's a serial winner and, yeah, really good.
In the other FA Cup match that we'll have featured this weekend on Sunday, Manchester United meet Fulham at Old Trafford. United one step from an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, having already won the Carabao Cup beneath the Wembley Arch. Another Wembley appearance would be welcome as a distraction for Erik ten Hag, whose side slipped up in the last 2 weeks, losing 7-0 against Liverpool and then only drawing 0-0 last week despite being down to 10 men against Southampton. Last week he was not best pleased with the officials and the VAR after Casemiro was sent off against Southampton.
What I think is the inconsistency. The players don't know anymore what is the policy. I think it's all across. When you see this weekend the Premier League, yesterday Leicester-Chelsea, then it's VAR is not coming on the line. Today it's coming on the line, and then it's coming a penalty. 2 penalty situations, but they don't come on the line. I think especially the first one, I think for me was clear and obvious handball. So what is the policy?
Casemiro starting a 4-match ban this Sunday. Fulham have had a great season and an FA Cup semi-final appearance at Wembley would delight Marco Silva. However, the Fulham boss is only too aware of just how tough a trip to Old Trafford his team face this Sunday.
Will be a really important game for both teams, both sides as well, and they have to be at our best level. If you want to play semi-finals, and this group of players for sure, we want to play semi-finals of the FA Cup. We know that it's difficult, it's a big task for us, but we have to prepare ourselves and do completely different than what we did this first half, because if you go in the same way, you don't have a chance.
Plenty of action on Football Live this weekend in the major leagues around Europe. On Saturday in the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund look to strengthen their claim to dethrone Bayern Munich as champions. Bayern have won the last 10 titles in Germany. Maybe that run ends this season. Dortmund have been in good form. They host mid-table Cologne this Saturday. On Sunday's show, plenty of world-class talent on the show, including Messi and Kylian Mbappe, who feature for PSG against 5th place Rennes in the French Ligue 1. Bayern Munich go to Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Victor Osimhen and Napoli are in Serie A action away at Torino, who are 8th in the table, so that will be a tough challenge for Napoli, who are 18 points clear at the top of Serie A with just 12 games to play. Nigerian international Samuel Chukwueze and his Villarreal teammates face fellow European qualification challengers Osasuna in La Liga on Sunday. It goes without saying we will have updates on that match exclusively right here on Sunday's Football Live show. Saturday's show is live on Brila FM from 3:45 in the afternoon. Chris Baldwin is your host. Sunday's show will be presented by Josh Bailey and begins at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Football Live is powered by NairaBet.
Today's show was powered by Hollandia Civita and our official betting partner NairaBet.
Follow NairaBet on Twitter @NairaBet and on Facebook @NairaBet Online to take part in our infamous giveaways, and you too can win big. NairaBet, the home of sports betting and fast payments in Nigeria.